Well, hello again. The title for the video here for the 20th of May is Wherever I Go, There I Am. I think most people have heard that statement. It may be cliché, but it's still so true. For me, going to the other side of the planet has not brought the hoped for clarity I wanted. At least not yet. See, there's still hope. I expected to have a place to stay during my trip. That lasted for a while, but while in Canberra with my friend Peter, I got word that I had to stay in hotels, which put an end to my ability to rent a car on this trip. I chose a hotel that is by a tram stop only a few miles from the Unity Church, where I expected to meet Judith Durham's sister Beverly, and hopefully the Seekers too. I haven't given up on that yet. I am spending over $100 per day for lodging and one meal a day. Unfortunately, there are no grocery stores in walking distance, and remember, I cannot walk very far or fast with numb feet. Anyway, folks, I ask again for prayers. For those who would like to meet me, I am here along the Tram 75 route in eastern Melbourne. Please let me know. I'd love to meet new friends here in Oz. Indeed, we went to meet Beverly, who was supposed to have been released from the hospital, but she was still in the hospital, not in the care center or whatever you call it, uh, that you get released to recuperate. I don't know. She had some kind of I don't know if it was an operation or exactly some type of procedure anyway in the hospital. But they kept her a little bit longer than her friend anticipated. And when we got there to the to the interim place, she wasn't there. So that worked out as I said that in a previous video, if I'm not mistaken. It worked out well because he helped me get a motel and go to the bank and get some cash out, etc. So anyway, here I am in Melbourne, Australia. I finally got put into, I think, the room that I can stay in for the rest of my trip if I choose, although I'm paying for it 3 days at a time, uh, and watching what happens. I mean, there's been an offer from a friend to stay somewhere outside of Melbourne, but I would have to get my own transportation there, and with three full-size suitcases plus my laptop suitcase, which is my laptop has all of the attachments to it, just like a regular thing. It's just a smaller computer, but it has all of the attachments a regular computer has, including speakers and everything else. So I don't use it as a laptop. But in any case, it's not easy for me to travel with all that I have. I need to take a taxi in order to travel from one place to another if I'm bringing my baggage with me. And of course, if I was staying in another place, I'd have to bring my baggage with me. So I'm in this quandary uh, of not wanting to leave the area where the church is and settle someplace else. And I don't have enough money to rent a car. I mean, I just can't. I can't pay for a hotel and one meal a day and also spend money on a car. Now, I did have a friend that was going to help me get a car at a reduced rate, but that did not materialize either. So there's been a lot of disappointment for me on this trip, and I would love nothing better than to salvage what remaining time I have left, including meeting Beverly and possibly Judith Durham. The other seekers, I understand, are not in the Melbourne area. Um, I don't know if that's for all of them, but I know some of them don't live actually in Melbourne. So meeting the seekers, unless they're going to be performing somewhere between now and the end of the month, meeting the seekers would probably be a challenge. And I don't know if they're still, I'm told that Judith actually still appears. Like she just came back not too long ago from New Zealand, where she was doing some touring. So she's still semi-active. I don't know about the seekers themselves. I've listened to some of the other groups uh, without Judith and without the male members of the Seekers, and it, the dynamic of those four people musically, I don't know what it is, but I just am I gravitate toward the sound, toward what they have to offer, and it's really, to me, it's really good music. It's a nice variety of gospel and folk and types of music that touch my heart and soul, and that's why I've enjoyed listening so much, and I've listened hour after hour before I left Florida. I mean, they were my lifeline uh, from the time that my house was taken on February the 7th until I got here. They were literally my lifeline, and I'm still listening, but I don't listen quite as much. Well, at least until I'm stuck here in in the hotel. Now I listen more than I did when I was with Peter and stuff like that. When I had other people and other things to do, of course, I did not uh, listen as much. But I'm listening again now, and I do very much, as I said, want the prayers of those uh, that still love me and still care and are concerned that not only for me but for the vision that I have for the world. There's reports that I've seen that the United States by the end of this month is going to collapse, and I don't know if that's true or not. There's always dire predictions. I'd like to see some good reporting that says, okay, something has happened and it shifted things for the good, not for the worse. There's people that still predict that the tribulation is still in the future. To me, I would like to say that the tribulation is at least half over and into the second half of the so-called 7 years of bad luck. But I'm beginning to question everything that I've ever been taught in the Judeo-Christian Islamic faith. I mean, there's something that's poisoned that whole tradition, and I imagine I don't know as much about the Buddhist and Hindu traditions. Uh, I think that all religion has been polluted by and indoctrinated by things that are not true, because those that have been controllers in the world do not have humanity's best interest at heart. To me, they don't have God's best interest at heart. They their whole modus operandi is about control, and somehow that has to end. But see, now again, I'm focusing out there, and people say, Ron, all the issues are in here. All the issues are in you. Well, I hear you say that. Do I believe it? Probably not. Because when I had expectation and hope that something good was going to happen, I did not have all the problems that have been foisted upon me. And when they were foisted upon me, it changed my viewpoint to the point where I questioned all the positive things I used to believe were coming to pass. So I don't know what the answer is, but this I do know, as I said in the title, wherever I go, there I am. So I take all this baggage with me into whatever new situation, new location, whatever I bring there, I bring me there. And so I have to face the issues that I've had to face my whole life. Will there be a kingdom of heaven on earth? I certainly hope so. Uh, and I'd like to be part of that. I'd like to see the steps being taken that overthrow the shadow government and bring in a real, true, not government so much as freedom and liberty and truth and justice for every human being, so that there can be greater equality of possibilities for all of us. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that, and I do again thank you for listening, and please, as I asked in the video and in the blurb, keep me in your prayers. Even after I get back to Florida, I'm still going to be needing prayers to work all the details out that I have to face when I'm there, because wherever I go, there I am. Thanks for listening. Namaste.